Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation today is from Rag Gaudi Cheti, Bani Namdev Ji Ki. This is the Bani of Bhagat Namdev in the Rag Gaudi Cheti. And the recitation is as follows. Ik oankar Satgur Prasad Deva Pahan Tariale Ram Kahat Jan Kasna Tara Rahao Tariale Ganaka Bin Roop Kubja Beadia Jambal Tariale Charan Badik Janateo Mukta Bhai How Bal Bal Jin Ram Kahe दासी सुतजन बिदर सुदामा उग्र सैन को राज दिए जपहीन तपहीन कुलहीन क्रमहीन नामे के स्वामी तो तरे. This is Bhagat Namdev speaking about possibilities no matter what the circumstances are. So the initial slok is the Rahau, where he says, Deva Pahan Tariale. Deva in Marathi refers to the Supreme Being. So he says, Deva Pahan Tariale. If the Supreme Being can make stones float on water, Ram kahat jan kasnatare, then most assuredly the servant who calls out for the Ram self will swim across the ocean of life. So the story, the legend of Ramayana has it that when stones were marked with the name of Ram, they floated on water, ensuring Ram's passage across the sea. The point being made is that nothing is impossible if divine will exceeds. And now he turns to certain characters from Hindu religious literature, like the Ramayana, the Bhagavad Puran, and so on, and lists out characters who lived on the margins of society and were deemed sinners. They were Tarile Ganika. Ganika was saved. Ganika was a prostitute who received spiritual inspiration from a parrot. Binaroop Kubja. Kubja was a hunchback. And Beadi Ajamal Tariale. Ajamal was a Brahmin who married a woman of a low caste, believed to be a prostitute, and had a son by her whom he named Narayan. And evidently on his deathbed, he called out for his son. But the angels of death thought he was calling out for Narayan, which is the Supreme Being. And thus Ajamal found freedom, moksha. Charan badik janateo mukta bhai. Charan badik. The person who shot Krishna in the ankle was also saved. And so Namdev says, How bal bal jil Ram kahe. I adore those who recall and remember your name. So the idea in these Puranic stories is that simply by reciting or uttering the name of a Ram, you can find salvation. In Sikhi, of course, we believe that the only sin is Haume, because it's the source of all evil. But there are lessons to be drawn from these stories. I mean, irrespective of one's station in life and regardless of one's deeds in the past, what this Shabad is telling us is there is always a new day, a new hope, and new possibilities. So do not give up. And the concluding salok is Dasi Sut Jan Bidar Sudama Ugrasen Ko Raj Diye. Again, Namdev says, addressing the self, you chose to be with the lowborn like Bidar, who was the son of a maid. And you chose to go and live with your poor friend Sudama. You restored the kingdom to Ugrasen, who was the rightful king, by killing Kansa. And so Nama concludes by saying, Japaheen, Tapaheen, Kulheen, Karamheen Name. Nama is bereft of spiritual practice. Jap Tap. Nama is not of noble lineage. Kulheen. And Nama is devoid of ritual purity. Karamheen. But he has been saved because he remembered his master. Now make Swami Teotare. So what is needed above everything else is a spirit of devotion. On that note, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.